Hello, I have been waiting all week to talk to you about this episode, and we have fucked it up twice.
No, I'm excited. Nothing's going to stand in our way of talking
That's
about
right.
this episode
That's
right
right.
here.
I'm not really sure what I've done to you, but I'll take a Pinot Grigio.
Man, this is peak crazy Kristen right here. It's peak.
I hope
Suck a
so.
dick.
I mean, I'd believe it also if you were like, well, she really gets tuned up here in a few weeks. I'd be like, yeah, I get it. You know, like she brings a, rocket launcher into SIR. Like, yeah, all right. I can see that.
Well, this was the rocket launcher in the form of a self-tan Miami girl.
Yeah.
This is Vanderpump Rules, Season 3, Episode 13, Miami Vices. We are the But I'll Take a Pinot Grigio podcast. I'm Sunday. I am the pop culture professor, self-proclaimed expert on all things pop culture.
I am Jeff, the resident service industry expert, which is important for this one because they will need an expert in explosives because this restaurant just got blown up by these folks.
Or they're going to need an expert in finding temporary help when half the staff walks out.
And really, the other half isn't worth it. So just clean slate.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So to get us prepared, we need to remember, which some of this just seems superfluous at this point, but Jackson and Carmen break up and then make up. Stassi and Katie had that like real talk. Katie prevailed. It's not all about you, Stassi. And then the more important thing is Kristen is absolutely back on her bullshit. The whole conversation in Miami between her and Sandoval was a joke. And her and this Miami girl have been in the cahoots, have been conversating, and here we are.
Mm-hmm.
The very first scene, we get this girl who needs to file a Better Business Bureau complaint about her self-tanner because she is so orange that it looks like she doesn't even have any features. It's like they self-tanned her lips, they self-tanned her eyelids, they self-tanned everything. And this girl's wearing a white dress. Throw it away.
I think it's also something is very new because she looks like she can't be very expressive. You know, like she keeps it very limited. Like it was like, don't like scream or big smiles. But when we start off, like we're in Cantor's, by the way. I want to mention it just because, restaurant, real worker, whatever over here. Cantor's Deli, wildly famous, internationally known. Like you got to go check it out if you go to Los Angeles. And it's just been sitting over here this whole time. And this is the epic conversation we get it. Like, let's go chug some wine with Miami Girl.
The world famous Cantors allows Kristen and Miami Girl to film in there. This seems like this would have been better suited for last week's Stassi and Katie sit down, but alas,
anything, just about anything. Yeah, but I like that it got a shout out. Cool place, check it out if you can. LA.
So Kristen is in the cup when she sits down. She orders a bottle, but she is already drunk. She's got that like head wobble that she does, and she just makes a drink. Oh, give me a bottle, stat, whatever you got. And Miami Girl is sitting there, like you said, face frozen. And I said this to you in private, but I'll say it to you here. It looks like her face is too small for her head. And you sent me a very funny picture that I will put on social media, but it's just like something is too...
It's the coloring. It's so the same. It blands out her kind of blurs out her features, I think, or something.
And, for a redhead.
Yeah, Kristen goes from giant glass to bottle to, I was like, she wants that wine just injected into her bloodstream immediately. I mean, there's just no way. Like, she just gobbles it up. Yeah.
Yeah, she's just guzzling it. And she makes a similar comment to you. She says, this looks exactly like the kind of girl that Tom would want to fuck. Mid-20s, too much Botox. Let me just tell you people out here right now, if you're in your 20s, stop getting Botox. Stop getting Botox.
Please.
You have to do it forever, and there's no need. Like, just wait till your 40s. Okay, that was my PSA. So she knows the story already, but she opens with a question. Now, I need to remind everybody at home now that Tom, the accusations did not land when him and Kristen were together. Okay.
Okay.
Happened.
I have some stuff on that later also. Yes. Yeah. Important to note.
Miami Girl happened if it happened, to Ariana. So that is really important because this whole thing, she sits down and she talks about there at the Mondrian, which I think later becomes kind of a thing in VPR lore. Here is where she's like, oh, we were holding hands. He seemed like a cool guy. I was wobbling on my heels, kind of like she was when she was walking up.
That's
And
exactly how she walked in, was unsure on her feet.
yeah. And so he's moving like a boyfriend, which seems like his play, right? Like that seems like a very Tom Sandoval thing to do, to just come out real strong with boyfriend vibes.
Yeah, which is something we know from watching it on television, which I do want to say a lot of the stuff she's saying about Tom so far, you may know if you've seen at least 2 seasons of Vanderpump Rules, which has aired at this time.
Yes, it's
I am
so far it's
going to
sus.
point that out a couple times, possibly.
Yes. Later on, she drops some knowledge that possibly is private, but for now, it's still sus. She does say that they had 7 to 8 hours of heart-to-hearts. That sounds like my nightmare. Tom Sandoval just staring at each other's eyes, talking about things for 7 or 8 hours. Like, oof. But Kristen starts to get emotional right here. And the girl says, I don't know if you want to hear this. Of course she wants to hear this. That is the whole reason that you exist in this universe. Of course she does. And she's like, it's so disgusting. And I'm like, this didn't even happen to you, girl. This happened to Ariana. Like, she's crying already. But apparently he talked to Miami girl about Kristen, confessed that he cheated on her as well. And, some sad piano music is playing in the background. Kristen goes from emotional to mad again, where she talks about he's calling all these girls liars and he's putting all the blame on them. And really it's him.
Yeah. And she wants Kristen to confront Tom, which no need for that push. Kristen's going to do that. Miami girl, Kristen can see though that Anne Marie and Tom probably had a connection, and and that's that girl's motivation, not to be on TV, not to make it a big deal or anything like that. No one has addressed that might be it. Like maybe there's one other possibility, but that's me,
Yeah. Well, this was in the moment where we weren't really breaking the fourth wall just yet. And so they had to really sell us that this girl just turned up out of nowhere for the sake of the relationships that she is torpedoing. But Kristen, this is important. She pretty much invites her to SUR. She says, yeah, me and a girlfriend are going to go there later.
Absolutely does.
Yeah. And it's like, but whenever she is confronted about it, she tries to off the blame. It's like, well, I can't control this woman. I didn't tell her to fly out here.
No one is talking about this if not for Kristen. No one gets her to Los Angeles if not for Kristen. No one gets her into SUR directly if it is not Kristen. That's the only person responsible for this.
And,
yeah.
If I hear one more word about karma throughout this whole thing, like, no, karma is not the bitch in this situation. Okay. You're the bitch. Karma did not deliver this woman. You did.
Yeah, I feel like karma's a bitch is up there with like, everything's going to be fine now. Oh, something shitty's about to happen.
Yeah, exactly. But we take a break from the real meat of it to Schwartz model jumping for Santarelli. I don't know if that's a brand we should know or not. And we learn that this man was pre-med, much like our season 12 dummy, Jason.
That is correct. Sunday. Ding, ding, ding. Man, I wish I had a bell. I would be ringing the shit out of it right now.
You saw me have to process it. Yeah. So they just let anybody...
he was actually pre-med. Jason just kind of was going to fill out the forms, I think.
Oh,
I think
also said they're just letting anybody into pre-med these days?
No, I think Tom was actually in it, which I still don't know if that helps out the pre-med community there. But,
well,
how pre, really? I mean, did you look at the brochure? I mean, we don't really know.
Just thinking about it in middle school.
I knew you were dying for a Tom Schwartz photo shoot, so you finally get that.
Yeah. Yes, but I really lose my boner, though, when he's, like, jumping and, like, prancing. That just did not feel...
I didn't know you had one to begin with, so this is news. This is all news to me.
He's a pretty man. You know, I mean, like he's a pretty man. Has nothing on Katie, by the way, but because she does turn up to the photo shoot,
Yeah.
and I despise the way they talk to each other. Oh, Bubba. Oh, Bubby. It is so gross. It is so gross.
Yeah, and it's kind of one of those things that's cutesy at first, but then, you know, like now that it's been 3 years, it's like, oh, are y'all still doing that little joke you had a few years that's still going? All right.
I mean,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
one of the friends needs to step in on that one. You know, like
for
Sandoval
sure.
needs a like, hey, that y'all are adorable, and but they are doing it. I guess it's just the two of them, so
Well,
I don't
the
know if
two
they
of
are all the
them
time.
and us, they're making
I
us
I
watch
know.
it. Like, I do it at home alone in the bedroom, okay? Do not involve us in your schmaltz.
Well,
I
do
don't
you
want it.
like that how they talk about how like they haven't discussed the Stassi conversation? Like this went overnight. Like Katie didn't leave there and just like they got
Yeah.
home and she was like, "Oh, Tom's asleep. I guess I'll just,
Mm. The
crack a
producer was
beer
like,
and
"Listen."
hang out here
Yeah.
on the couch."
The producer was like, "Listen, I need you to really just run it down." Although, I think this does provide some good, maybe forgotten exposition or at least
It
context
does.
about how
I mean, yeah.
about how Stassi stayed on their couch for a while. Like
Yeah.
that, we can't forget that. Like Katie was really a good friend with them. She fed her, she cried with her, she drank with her. And now that something's happened, and this is a really good point to make too, that Stassi is the kind of person, and we may have talked about this last week, but she's the kind of person then when something's happening to her, nothing else is happening to anybody or nothing as important is ever happening to anybody else if
Yeah.
she is feeling something. And that is a really, really good point to make about Stassi Schroeder.
Yeah, and I really do like all the stuff that is getting pointed out here is done by Schwartz. It's like, hey, this putz is actually paying attention. You know, like he actually has some good things to say. With
Yeah.
no one around, at least he's got Katie's back. So that's good to see he has it sometimes.
Yeah. Well, she says she still would be best friends with her. The door is open. And I'm like, Katie, girl, no, slam that door. This bitch is like a piranha.
If they've been great friends for over 4 years, which
I
it seems
know.
like they have, they've honestly had a rough 2 weeks. So if Katie is just being and this comes up with somebody else later, you know, the bigger person, you know, is more open and accepting. Like, if you're upset about that, I get it. We can still talk it out and get back to being friends. Stassi's the one who's like, maybe we weren't even friends to begin with. Like, well, that sucks. And you're a tiny person for suggesting that. And
Mhm.
Stassi really comes off without being in this episode more pathetic now,
I
looking
was
back.
just about to say, you know, when Jax is saying that you look pitiful, you got real problems. But you know what? She did not. We didn't see her face one time. I mean, they talked about her, obviously, but and think about the difference in this set of episodes with her participation versus season 1 and even season 2, where she was dominating the storyline. She was in every episode. Everybody had her name in their mouth, which still kind of, but it's a real stark difference than what we are used to. The way the show's treating her. Also, too, I am so tired of Tom Schwartz's all shucks attitude where he makes a joke out of everything, like, "Oh, just on the couch having some therapy." Blah, blah, blah.
Oh, I
No.
thought you were going to have more to say about how he woke up today and was like, I'm not a real model. Oh, Tom, get out there and
Yeah.
do it, buddy.
Yeah. You know what? I don't need to hear about his pretend imposter syndrome. Okay. Like
I think,
he's not pretending. He really is inept. He
yeah,
sucks so bad.
I think you could just do without hearing about Tom for the most part
He's
and be
just
pretty
such a
good.
little milquetoast person. And no matter who he is, he even admits later that he's Jax's bitch. Speaking of losing your boner, how does Katie ever sleep with a man who says out loud, "I'm Jax Taylor's bitch"? Never again did
No.
I ever get it up for him. But now here's the beginning of the big show that we
Mm-hmm.
possibly needed more of. We were wasting our time over here with Tom's stupid modeling when
That's right.
meanwhile they're at Sir and Katie and Rachel, which by the way, why is Rachel involved in this? Why is she on board?
I think because Kristen has no one else.
Yeah.
She's got to have she's got to reach out of the circle to bring somebody else in. Everybody else is tired of this shit. If she
Yeah,
hasn't
'cause
talked to Rachel in a few years, really, and then she's going to have her hang out with her because everybody else is over it.
Yeah, because it would be really pathetic if she was there by herself. Like, it's not completely pathetic now. Dressed up, sitting front row in front of the bar, might as well just be eating popcorn. Her and Rachel
Yeah,
just
which
like,
they suggest later. And then
yeah,
before you know it, man, here she comes. I
yeah,
mean, like, we've been talking and talking about it, and like in comes Anne Marie, and it's like,
yeah.
okay,
She goes right up to the bar, orders a Cosmo, and
yeah,
Tom's face, like, I think you can see sort of it just flash over him, and then him having to make a split decision about how to handle this, because he was like, "Hey, how are you?" And he vacates. Just poof,
gone.
gone. He's like, no, not even gonna do it. Like, and then, like, I think he may have broke out into a sprint in the parking lot after a minute, because he was like, I'm not doing it. And they follow this man.
Boots on the ground, following them out. It's amazing. I mean, they just start going out. I loved Rachel asking Kristen right before, though, like, could you just walk into a bar like this and confront someone? That's all. That's
Oh,
all.
yeah, I
That's
could.
100%. What do you? So at this point, I was like, I know Rachel and Kristen saw last week, and they said they go back a few years. Has she really met her? Because that's all
Exactly.
Kristen is walking into a bar to confront someone. You take that out, man. That's a
I
lot
mean,
of
who
Dodie
even is
right
she?
there.
My
Um,
favorite part was in the confessional or somewhere whenever she said, I mean, if he was innocent, why wouldn't he just make her the Cosmo?
yeah, they think it's so guilty. You know, he's got
Yeah.
guilt all over him. They're walking out with their drinks in the parking lot, looking around.
Yeah, and how did Ariana get it? But while he's running, is he texting her
Yes, yeah,
on the move saying, like, that her
absolutely.
because she's on the phone, she's like, "Yep, out the door, walking on the sidewalk. Here I
On
am, turning
Melrose.
left, going north on Melrose." And so I guess the Uber picks her up on the way, and they're, like, squealing tires to get away from this scene, which I don't know if I would react too much different for this. Like, there was no good way for
Yeah,
this to play out. And, Lisa gets so mad later, but what what are the scenarios in which this could have gone?
no, I really, at first, it's so shocking that they leave, but it's also, you're shocked at like 8 different things at once. So it's
Yeah.
all just chaotic. Watching it again, and hearing them talk about it later, how they just essentially removed themselves from the situation for a minute. A
Mhm.
great call. I mean, yeah, you got to have a sit down with your boss later on, but that is better than getting tied up in all this that's
Yeah.
about to go down. I
It
mean, it
it was
really
still
is.
it was still broad daylight out too. So we know this is summer. So, maybe the rush wasn't there yet, but Sandoval in his confessional has some really strong language for this Miami girl. He calls her a stalker, a crazy psycho. What's happening? And yeah, this woman got on a plane for no other reason, ostensibly, wink, than to confront a man that she says that she slept with while she was on her period. That's the only reason this woman came, right?
That's
Uh,
apparently it. She just wants, they just want the truth out there.
I
That's
wrote
all, Sunday. They're just pulling for the truth.
I wrote on my notes, I wrote, "Kristen and Miami girl in pursuit,"
Yeah.
because like, she was even like, Ariana, let's just talk for a minute." And Ariana was like, I don't want
With
that
her
smoke.
drink too. I
Yeah.
love that. Yeah. Where you have them in pursuit. I said, Tom and Ariana get a Uber and GTFO because they gone.
Yeah. And so we get a little bit of like a debrief situation on the patio. Kristen is hammered. Like,
Oh,
I don't even know how this woman is upright. One eye is pointing one way, the other is pointing another. She is bonkers. And it's really the first of many confrontations happens when Sheena comes out there. But Jeff, why don't you tell us why Sheena is so upset about this?
news flash for this season. Anybody just dropping in, especially
Mhm.
Sheena's marriage is coming up. She's going to get married this
Yeah.
season. She has a wedding. It's next week. It's going to happen this season. Sheena's getting
Yeah.
married. For anyone that hasn't heard
Mhm.
at all, that's what's
Yeah.
happening. But
And so
she's the one that wants the debriefing, like what just happened out here.
yeah. Well,
And
she already knew what happened. She already heard what happened. She was out
I
there
know,
to bitch about her wedding.
I
Listen,
know. I love it.
Everything that has happened in the world, like, the war in the Middle East, why would you do this to her? She's having a wedding this week. A whale washed up on the beach, sick. Why could they do this to her? She's having a wedding. Like, she is so focused on this wedding, and she will not have it. I don't know if I've ever seen, like, Sheena be this sort of, like, enraged about
No.
something, but her and Kristen are hysterical, and I don't typically like to use that word when I'm talking about women, but they are so spun up, and Sheena more so because she's sober and, like, her voice
Yeah.
is getting more and more shrill, and Kristen is getting more and more aggressive in the way she's talking,
Yes.
and, how dare you try to ruin her bridesmaid's life?
That's her best friend and bridesmaid, because she's getting married soon.
Yeah, and how dare you? How dare
Yeah,
you?
she meets Anne Marie, won't shake her hand.
Nope,
Kristen, of all people's like, hey, if you're going to be a bitch, get out of here. Like, nah, I'm staying right here. You're going to tell me what the hell's going on. Like,
She just said,
I
"No
mean,
offense."
yeah.
But also, Kristen kind of manhandles Sheena a little bit. Like, they get face to face, and Kristen's got a good, like, 6 inches on Sheena,
Yeah.
and, like, she kind of, like, grabs her and kind of, like, shakes her stuff in the gold veil. And this is all, Jeff, don't forget, this is all at their job.
In operating hours, people are
Yes.
filming. I mean, all this is happening. Yeah, Sheena's freaking out. She's like the only one that's been for her. I'm her only supporter. I've been her friend. And I believe all of this, by the way. All this stuff in Sheena, especially in the confessional stuff, when she's talking about why she's so upset with the other stuff we're seeing, I 100% believe Sheena's the only one that's been like, why don't you guys take it easy? I mean, they had the matching tattoos, like they have spent some time together. I mean, when we've even seen them in the confessional stuff, Kristen's the one that talks shit about Sheena, not the other way around until right now.
Yeah. And we've seen Sheena be
Vale comes up for a second.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sheena shuts that down. She's like, this ain't about you. Get out. Shut up. Get back. She might as well just pushed her forehead and was like, get out of here. And Vale is trying to contain it in a way that seems reasonable. She's like, y'all, lower your voice. What if Lisa hears about this? Like, get your shit together. And Sheena is screaming, listen to me! Listen to me! And then also, too, it keeps cutting back to Kristen's confessional. And I think she might be drunk in that confessional. When she's,
why not?
Yeah, well, she's wearing that green dress, so it seems like she's been there all day.
Yeah.
She's for sure. But then we get old Diana. Jeff, I would like for you to tell me, if you were in this situation, in Diana's situation, what would you do?
Well, it's getting close. Well, first off, I didn't know there was a security guy there until later on. I'm getting at least the security guy first. I'm probably calling the cops. I'm tired of this shit with Kristen.
Okay.
I'm straight up me, who not a big fan usually. I'm calling these folks over here because that's the only way to deal with this. This woman has been on probation, suspension, most of her career here. I'm Diana, the manager, and I can take charge. Like, you're out of here immediately. I mean, Kristen at this point, after calling Sheena an asshole and all this stuff by just trying to figure out what's going on, she's physically touching her and grabbing her and stuff. And like you said, she's taller and is more intimidating and is so fucked up. She's doing the thing like where she can't find her cigarette with the lighter. Like, she's seeing 2 or 3 of everything. I mean, also the reason I know that is because been there. I know what she's doing.
Lights
like,
the wrong
I know
end.
that feeling where you're like, fuck, man. Like, that's all you want. Cause she keeps turning around and trying to light it. Like, she can't figure out which way she's going at all. I mean, this is so big. Like, and then when Kristen is like, suck a dick, fuck off, Diana. Like, no. Like, we're going outside of the restaurant to get an authority on this, and you are getting removed.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, she was like, you're not the owner. Walk away, Diana. And she's probably got a good 6 inches on Diana, too. Everybody who's in the crowd is just standing there, just gobsmacked, just standing there looking at this woman. She is mental. Like, she is so spun up that she cannot get a hold of herself. A Miami girl. And then Kristen in her confessional does say something like, this obviously didn't really go like I planned.
Understatement of the year. Yeah.
And so, therein lies a confession about her having some kind of idea or some kind of plan about how it was going to go. But this This was just beyond the pale. And that's what I'm saying. And
It's wild.
when I say this is peak crazy Kristen, what I meant to or should have said was this is the beginning of crazy Kristen's rise to a crescendo. I do not believe that this is the craziest she'll ever get, but I do believe that she has shed her mortal skin.
Yeah.
And now is in her true form and is about to just let them have it because now she has no allies. James is going to be the only one left. And so I think we're in for a real Kristen ride here.
Yeah, she's in like what I call like I've heard like the Mike Tyson territory where if you tell me something she did that sounds outlandish, believe it because there's no way. I'm like next week she's going to be dangling James off the hotel balcony. Like, all right, that seems normal. Like, Mike Tyson got some tigers and a tattoo on his face. Like, yeah, I bet. I mean, it's Mike Tyson. Why not? Kristen she actually took an LAPD helicopter hostage and is flying it around West Hollywood, taking people. I'm like, is that episode 14 when that happens? Yeah, I bet. Something like
Kristen
that.
In a
probably.
White Bronco.
Yeah. Where's Peter? Where's Peter Magical right now?
Well, he's having to attend the bar.
Fuck the bar. Are you serious? Fuck the bar, first off. Like, this is going on, and you're like, hold on. Let me get this pumptini going right here. Like, no. This is a fire that needs to be extinguished, please.
Yeah, well, Lisa thought the same thing later, too. Then we're going to cut to the Wellsborn, and Jax and Schwartz are out. And not a whole lot needs to really kind of be said about this, except for the fact that they are so proud of themselves for being children. Mm-hmm. They are just really reveling in the fact that they need a chaperone and a babysitter. Two grown men. Jax is well into his 30s, out here high-fiving himself because he can't be trusted in the wild on his own. Right. Ladies, line up. Like...
I wish I didn't have anything to like associate myself with this, but this is another one of the bonehead guys' moves where I'm like, yeah, I've heard that. Like, met up with a buddy you work with, and then the third one happens to be out at lunch at the same place, and somebody's like, "What are y'all doing?" Like, "Oh, we're probably going to go to a movie later." It's like, y'all aren't going to a movie later, man. And like, nope. The next thing you know, it is 12:30 in the morning. Some shit's going down. Not all the time. I just mean a time or two, of course.
Jax tells that story about he fell asleep in the bed of his truck, woke up with his shoes stolen. So, good times were had.
But then it's on to Jax's dating life a little bit.
What do you make of this? He's back in Carmen. He says that they've been spending some time together. And what do you make of this whole bit where he says he needs the title?
I think Jax likes being a boyfriend, but what I really think, this is the first time I've thought this, I think Jax has like sugar daddy aspirations. Like, he wants to be an older guy taking care of a younger girl. He has this cottage out there. He's going to take her to get a dress. That means like when she's walking around that weekend, she's got his dress on. She's going to stay at his place. Like, he wants to be able to like take care of people. And I think he gets a little, possessive of people like Stassi does and like wants something around somebody. And it just hit me while watching it. Like, he wants to do all this stuff for this person, And I think the reason he goes from person to person is a little bit of not being able to do it all the time for the same person. Like, he can do it. He can keep it going for a little while. But, I think if he, fell into $5 million right now, he gets a younger girl that he can dote on and that will wait on him. I don't know if there's a term for it, but sugar daddy aspirations is what I was feeling.
That is a really good point because I just wrote, he needs a title, and I just wrote in parentheses because pathology, because I couldn't understand what he pathologically was executing. But that is a really good idea, and something about control too. And
girls can be broken.
Oh,
they're weak. You got to be consistent and romanticize them.
What in the rape culture is this man fucking?
That's what I'm saying. He wants someone younger who he perceives as weaker, and there's a control thing there going. But he wants to show romance, so it's sweet, so it kind of evens out, right?
Yeah. There's nothing romantic. Yeah, there's nothing more romantic than getting worn down and broken. Yeah. I think that you are really onto something right here, because if you sort of think back to how he would try to either like make up with Stassi or whatever, he would always try to do something for her. And the way that she would cut him down would be to say that he couldn't give her anything and he couldn't do it, and that would be the most hurtful to him. I think that you are right on the money. That's a really, really insightful thing because and I think we're gonna see it play out over and over and over again too, with all of his relationships going
I
forward.
think if I look back, yeah, I'd see some signs. But
So, poor Katie having to pick up these two fucking clowns. And she's just driving her rental car, just trying to get the download. And how about Kristen texting Jax to come to SIR?
Kristen and Rachel texting Jax. Yeah. And I love that his initial reaction is like, I'm not doing that. Like, it wasn't even like, hey, you want to go get a drink? It was like, I don't think so. Something seems off here,
Yeah, absolutely not. But, he calls her a nut job and he's going to have to go out with them later. James and Kristen are going to double date with Carmen and Jax because I guess Carmen and Kristen have become friends off camera. We don't really see a whole lot of that, but he sort of talks about being an ex-victim of Stassi now that we're talking about her and, kind of high fives Katie for standing up to her because he wished he had done that or look what happened to him when he did it or whatever. He sort of requests to relate back.
He's also still shitty because he does that whole like, oh, did you get your chip out? Like that you put on there? Like, stop with this.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, it's old news here that you're plucking that same string and, it's enough. Back to the main event here. LVP and Bernie's Weekend show up. And it is the same night. Okay, so all of this, it's like the first 3/4 of this episode take place in the same night, and the music is very ominous and foreboding. It's
I know. I thought there was gonna be like spaghetti western music or something for a second, like a showdown is about to happen.
Tumbleweeds go by.
Yeah.
Diana pulls them for a chat real quick, and as soon as Lisa hears Kristen's name, she gets real mad. Big mad immediately.
Mm-hmm. I'm like, she's fired, right? Like, this is it. She's fired. Like, that's it.
And she doesn't believe it was Sheena. What? Not my girl. And Ken says to Diana, you're the manageress. Is that a real word?
And I'm new to it. If it is, I'm not going to say it isn't. And maybe it's, a British thing. So I'll let them have that.
Yeah, a manageress, just a manager. Yeah. It's like a lady doctor, just a doctor.
And just doctor. We call that doctor. Yeah.
Yeah, just a doctor.
Yeah, and Lisa's real upset. That is my air quotes for y'all that are not watching. Lisa's real, fake upset about Kristen, about the 7 years again, and all she's been through, and all that. Like, that's it. I mean, you're gone.
Sheena comes over and Sheena walks up apologizing before she is even in
profusely
at the table. I'm sorry. Like, I know, I get it. I'm sorry. She launches into this Miami girl situation, tells Lisa and Ken all about it. And I just want to say this, I've said it before, I'll probably say it 100 more times. Kristen is a terrible schemer. This could have her impact could have been so much more, destructive. And she could have detonated this in a way that was much more to her satisfaction if she had just thought it out a little bit. This was so poorly planned, so poorly executed. And, if you're going to be diabolical, at least be good at it. Like, because she is real bad at it, real bad.
And she's bad at picking partners. Like, she's picked Jax before to team up with on stuff. And now she's got this girl from she's also not picking people that are real solid. Like, she's so hungry for whatever the thing she's hungry for at the time.
Yeah.
Because it gets blinder, if you want a boyfriend, you can find a boyfriend. It may not be a quality boyfriend, but you can find one. And that's what she's doing.
Yeah. Kristen is all it, right? Like, she's all it. If she's hungry, she is going to jump the first thing in front of her. If she is mad, she's going to destroy the thing in front of her. Like, she just has no impulse control. I do find it really cute, though, that Ken kind of just steps back, whatever, like Sheena comes up and Lisa's trying to mitigate the situation and get Sheena kind of talked down a little bit and don't let me down, Sheena. And Ken's just like, beep, beep. But she knows what's up. But this is another air quote situation. she can't really think that these idiots care about her restaurant or her reputation as much as she thinks they do. Like,
this is what I think Ken actually slinks back, not just to avoid confrontation, but a little bit because I wonder if there's a disconnect between, like, did we have to do this with the restaurant? Like, make it this whole TV show, because she's like, well, what does any of this have to do with the restaurant? Like, well, everything, Lisa. You made us television stars inside your restaurant. So now anything that has to do with the television stars has to do with your restaurant. And I think there's a bit of Ken who's even like, even with the like, well, I guess we got to hear her side. Like, I think if it's not a television program and you don't have special contracts with these people, she's out. I mean, who cares? Other people can make good television,
She says later in one of her confessionals that the customers don't come to have a ringside sight of y'all hollering and yelling. Yes, they do.
I have that also, yeah.
Yeah. At this point, that is almost exclusively what these motherfuckers come to. And I bet you that their sales had a giant spike after this episode aired because people are like, ooh, let me get me a ringside seat to Crazy Kristen.
Yeah.
I mean, that's delusional. And she's not delusional. What's delusional is she thinks that we don't see that. Like, stop pretending. Let's just lean into it a little bit. And they're doing a little bit of that in season 12, I think, maybe being a little bit more forthcoming about the restaurant's role in it. But like, stop trying to make this is a show about a restaurant happen at this point. Sorry to disappoint you, Jeff, but.
No, I know. And I think Ken's like, isn't a restaurant a tough enough business? Like, we need all this thrown in. Like, have you seen our home? Nothing about that home says, boy, we need a few extra bucks coming in.
I mean,
like,
really? We see Peter subbing behind the bar, and his shirt is so rumpled. He looks like he pulled it out of his front pocket.
Or it came out of his own bedroom that we've seen. It could just look like it came from Peter's apartment is actually what it is. It looks exactly like it's from Peter's.
Yes, it does track.
Yeah, him and poor Diana trying to figure it out back there. Lisa's calling Tom, like, it's still just, I mean, wackadoo over there.
And okay, so Lisa blames Peter a little bit too, but then there's that little bit where Jax is talking about, like, there's some really hot girls in there. And does he say that there's some real lookers in there or there was some real hookers in there?
Oh, lookers. They're talking about the girls in there.
Yes, in the restaurant. But I was going to say hookers. Is that what it is? Because I wrote down hookers immediately, but then I figure like maybe.
Well, Jax is talking about these girls after he's just talking about his dating life. And after last week, it seems to me, once again, Jax really wants us to know how into girls he is.
I bet he does.
Something I noticed. Mm-hmm. I mean, we're the most, early in the season, I'm one of the most heterosexual guys in the whole universe. Mm-hmm. Up to right now, after this Miami revelation, like, boy, I'm dating around and I'm going to talk to this other girl, but there's other girl. Like, I'm noticing women. I notice women. I'm a guy that notices women because I'm into women. I like women a lot. I would like to be with women. I am heterosexual. Like, that's right. Got it, man.
Yes, we are aware that you want us to know. Like, I think I even did a whole little TikTok about this the other day about how so much of how Jax treats women aligns with people who are really grappling with their relationship with their sexuality. And we're obviously not saying one way or another, but men who typically hate women and treat women really terribly often have some really deep-rooted, complicated feelings about their own sexual identity. And Jax is playing that out in a lot of different ways. He kind of goes in and, like, I like him and Schwartz in there in the car. They're the good kind of drunk. They're kind of affable. They're kind of loose.
Yeah, like 3-drink drunk as opposed to like,
and they're kind of fun. And, they're like, Jax is like, for James, like, have some pride, man. And so everybody is starting to kind of see too. But I do like that Jax, I think it might have been in his confessional maybe, but he says that on a scale of 1 to 10, crazy, that Kristen is a 15 to 20.
Yeah.
And I will not deny him that. That is right where we're at in this particular moment in this show.
I don't like his alibi about buying beer down in Miami because we have heard he was on the beach 2 different times. And also, I've seen Jax Taylor smashed out of his mind 100 times already in these 40-something episodes. I don't think I've seen him drink a beer. I have
You're
seen him
right.
drink cocktails. I have seen him drink shots. I have seen him drink champagne, wine, blah, blah, blah. I don't think I've ever seen this man with cracking a cold one. If he had said I was down there getting some Smirnoff Ice, I'd be like, right on. He could have been. Now, like,
Not
no, dude.
Smirnoff Ice. I mean, Detective Jeff
Smirnoff
on the
Ice,
case.
the Jax Taylor of alcoholic drink. You're not sure where it came from. It'll get you there.
Yeah. I don't know how to come out of that one. But I do love that the editors are including a lot of talk about Tom's innocence or his guilt based on his reactions, because Katie even says that his reaction here is very suspect, that, bolting out of the bar, leaving a Sandoval shaped hole in the wall as he
spiky
tries to
hair
get
hole
out, is, might indicate there's something more to the story. Katie even says this girl's not random. He did admit that he knows her. So the story has some cracks in it. And everybody's really hoping that Kristen gets fired because chaos demon in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Tariana sticking, I guess. We're just referring to them. They're back at SIR. They took the Uber back, turned it around.
Mm-hmm.
And they walk in just kissing and just so gooey. They give each other this dumb pep talk like, it's okay, babe. We're together. As long as we're together, we can get through it. I'm like, ugh, give me a break.
Yeah, but this is where I start siding on them with them a little bit. Like, they say they left because it's guaranteed to be a mess and they didn't want to be a part of it at all. And it is like, yeah, I mean, out of all the people we just saw lose their shit, you two weren't one of them. So
yeah,
that's good so far.
This is sort of like the countenance when I kept saying that I felt so sorry for Tom because he had no idea what was coming. Because he really did. He's just blown over that. Literally last week we had a conversation about closure.
Yeah.
And now you do this. And Jack's in the car before kind of raises a good question, or at the table or somewhere, where he says, like, what is her motive? And does she really think that if they break up, she does all of this and they eventually break up, that Tom is going to get back with her? Does she really think that?
If they're not together, all right, not great. But if he and Ariana aren't together, that's almost just as good for her. As long as some shit gets blown up, she's great, I believe.
Yeah. So this girl is still there, hanging out, hanging
Who
strong.
lets her in? Who lets this girl in?
I mean, maybe, I don't know. And like, it did go from daylight to night too. So
yeah.
It must have been sort of later in the evening, but she is still just lurking. Never did get that damn Cosmo that Tom didn't make her. And she confronts him full on, like, I mean, chest first. This woman is just, I don't, the audacity of this. I cannot imagine understanding that you are on a very popular show. You are in front of a crowd full of people. You are confronting this man who has already denied a sexual relationship with you. And you're standing on your weeble wobble heels trying to make a scene happen. Whew, man, balls on this one.
Yeah. And Tom's not having it. He's straight up fine. If we're doing it, we're doing it. There is no hookup. We didn't do this. No one else can corroborate. Like, you're back here telling, well, Jax did it. Like, Jax was hooking up with your girlfriend. Like, you had nothing right now.
It bears reiterating, too, that they are at their job.
Yes.
The job that they work at to pay their bills ostensibly. I just want to say that. This all is going down.
That's exactly
their
right.
job. And so they go back and forth. And Tom's really resolute, though. She's like, we hooked up. No, we didn't. Yes, we did. We had sex. No, you didn't. Back and forth. And then Miami girl gets mad and she's like, shut the fuck up. And Ariana does this thing that drives me insane about, like, girlfriends. Nobody's going to tell my boyfriend to shut the fuck up. Well, I just did. Or what, Ariana? Like, I'm obviously on their side, but I'm just like, or what? What are you going to do, skinny? Like, get out of here.
She keeps her cool, though. We always talk about, like, Ariana's playing it cool. She tries to be so... I've said this a couple weeks ago, too, when it was about Kristen coming down on her. It was, for weeks and weeks, it was, she tries to play it cool. Like, she's so cool. And it's like, She keeps her cool pretty well. Maybe
She did
she's just
hear.
a cool character here, and with a
Yeah.
little snide, acrylic ghetto fingernails.
Yeah, she insulted her a little bit. Who does she think she is, the Pope? Well, if the Pope got a really bad spray tan. But this is where too, I wrote down too, is like, "Sir has security?" Whenever they
Yeah.
called security.
Yeah, I think it's called Too Little Too Late right now, Allie. Like, you let the woman who was just screaming at everybody in the parking lot and on the porch right back in here? Like,
Yeah, seriously. But this is about the time where she talks about his 4.5 inch penis where he shaves everything and he only lasted a few minutes.
yeah, he gave her,
And
she said one, and then a few minutes later, he had grown an inch, so that's good for
well,
him.
I mean, they're all high-fiving and Sandoval is like, "Yes, this thing that Kristen wanted to break us up just brought us closer." And, he's not wrong.
No.
It's them against Kristen and her shenanigans, and she's just driving them together. They have a
Yeah.
common enemy now. They are, like, having to stand united against her assaults, and it just went tits up from the way that Kristen thought it was gonna go.
Yeah, and I mean, they're right on. Like, well, this girl and Kristen are just going to be best friends. Like, absolutely.
Mhm.
Why wouldn't they
Yeah,
be?
I mean, well, it's Kristen's last one. And then we're back in the car. And this is where Jax is sort of going in on Katie about like the chip and all that kind of
Right.
stuff. And
Yeah.
and where Schwartz says that he's Jax's bitch, and Katie's like, "I ain't nobody's bitch."
Yeah.
Like, sorry, but Katie is their chaperone. That they were just
She,
talking.
yeah, she can
Yeah.
tell, she's like, I'm a little above these two. You
Yeah.
can tell
Too.
she's well aware,
And
like, oh, these two are
she
something.
slips a couple, and then she was like, "Look, Jax, I was always going to pick Stassi if it came down between the two of y'all." Like, duh.
FYI.
Like, yeah, just so you know, I was always going to pick her anyway. Then more schmaltzy kissing over a burrito at Sandoval's, and they're like downloading the night before.
Yeah.
Just sort of rehashing what they've been said. And, I know she deserves it, but it just makes me feel icky when they're mocking her behind her back and only because we're so aware of Kristen's emotions, probably because she is just a one raw nerve walking around.
Yeah.
And and then has all these feelings about Tom and Ariana, and that they're sitting there laughing at her and mocking her. It's almost like we're punching down a little bit here.
Nah, I don't know. Kristen's gone too far, man. She went too
Yeah, I mean,
far. She's
fair enough.
nonstop. She's non-stop, and there's no reason to be. Like we're already saying, this
I know,
isn't
but
about her getting cheated on.
it
Like
feels
this is
like there's
about,
some psychosis happening, though. Like, she's in some sort of psychotic break,
well,
and we are sitting here laughing at her or something. And I'm not taking her side by any means. It was balls out what she did. But I don't know. I've always just have a little soft spot for Kristen, and them just laughing at her just makes me, I don't know.
they clown on her, but Ariana says later on something about her having a mental break kind of thing. And I mean, I think she's being honest. She's like, I wish she would get some help. Maybe she needs to go back home. Like, I believe her right there when, I mean, I believe that it's a thing for sure, but I believe her when she says, like, I would for everyone's sake, for her own sake, she needs to have something looked after. Like, drinking all day by herself isn't cutting it.
Yeah, and then showing up to her job. But we also learned that she's texting Tom, too. And
Yeah.
Ariana's like, I wonder if James knows about this.
Right.
It's sad at this point. Like, it's sad that she is just full on, so deep in her crazy, which I hate to keep call it that if she is having some kind of break. But she recovers fairly quickly to go to dinner with Jax and Carmen and James's very aggressive beanie.
Well, if I thought Schwartz had a bad hat last week and I just wanted to call it a bad hat, then this thing that James has on, I can't talk about it. I can't say it's like a Smurf hat. I can't imagine James dressed as a Smurf
Yes,
blue
exactly.
while he's spinning records right now. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to call him DJ Smurfy from now on. I'm not going to do that.
Oh,
I can't make any comments on this white hat that is loosely perched his head with his wavy hair coming right out.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say, I can't say anything about it. I have nothing.
If it wasn't white, it may not have been so bad, but it just like takes up the entire frame and it just draws the eye right to it. It's tough.
I feel for James, but
yeah, more.
my man, that hat.
Well, he's also in a mood of sadness when he brought it because he wants to say that he has Kristen's back here, right? Like, because they're telling the story, just more rehashing, more, kind of getting into it. But in his confessional, he's like, I want to get her back, but it's her obsession with them that is
Yeah.
really the problem. And I think he is right that it is bordering on obsession, that Kristen, and whether it's true or not, I've maintained that I 100% think that he fucked that girl in Miami. But at every turn, the stories, the allegations are being debunked or being denied. Ariana and Tom are strong. Like, you're keeping, it's like banging her face against a wall, hoping it's going to be a window. And it's just not. And it's time to throw in the towel. And James is saying that too. James is like, okay, enough is enough.
Yeah. I mean, and Jax has to be like, what's the best scenario you had here? Like, there's so many times when I've been with Jack, and I'm like, hey, bud, what's our plan here? Like, you're going to get two girls to come fly and meet you in Miami. What are we hoping happens here?
Well,
he's got to, she's like, well, then I wouldn't be called a liar. Like, no one is calling you. You brought this whole scenario up. No one was over here like, you're lying about this girl in Miami, because there was no girl in Miami until you introduced the situation here. Like, this is all a mess of your own design in your head.
How long can she maintain this like fervor and this momentum of just revenge and just being so full on? I mean, eventually it's got to either flame out in some way or another, because, and if this doesn't do it, Miami girl showing up, confronting Tom at the bar, Ariana and Tom, laughing about it over a burrito the next morning. If that's not the final straw, then what else is there? And I am afraid to even say that because I fear that there is more.
I assume yes. And that's why I'm scared.
It's, and then Jax drops the bomb that Kristen may be uninvited to the wedding. Shocked face.
Yeah.
And I'll say this to you about Sheena. She has been really conflicted about Kristen. You said that she was her only friend, and that feels right. And she's really kind of had to fight against her better judgment, against everybody's better judgment, because she's feeling some kind of way about excluding Kristen being on the outside. But don't be fucking with Sheena's wedding. That's about the quickest way for you to get in Sheena Siberia right there, because she don't play.
No, and even James, who undyingly right now has Kristen's back, he's even like, I mean, it is important that Sheena's wedding's coming up and all this is happening right now. Like, he is even like, I get you're obsessed, but like, have some heart. Maybe not right now. Like, you guys are friends. Like, he's got a reminder, like, you're friends with that girl. No, she doesn't. Well, she doesn't know. She's two.
We'll see. Tariana is summoned to Sir by Lisa, and Tom walks in just doing some eyebrow work. Those eyebrows are just really going. He knows he's in trouble, and he has some explaining to do, Ricky Ricardo style. And she immediately assigns the responsibility to him. She was like, nope, you did this. But what did she want him to do? And she gave him a list, which they kind of did do after a while. But I think they did the best they could in those circumstances.
She wanted him to realize he was, leaving wasn't great and wanted apology, basically. And he gives it to her. And that's that. I'm hoping when it shows Sir, I'm like, cool, Lisa and Kristen are going to sit down. And then Tom and Ariana, I'm like, we already heard from these two about it. Where's the other party? Why aren't we talking to Kristen now?
Yeah, she's double dating over there.
She's kind of the perpetrator here.
And Lisa says this weird thing about, if something goes down, you have to like kind of knuckle down. Don't run out like a big girl's blouse.
Nope, no idea. I had a big question mark by that one.
English Potters, come at me. Like, Potters in England, tell me if this is a thing. And also, too, is it insulting? Is it a fat joke? Like, I can't tell.
I do need to incorporate it somewhere, though. I do like it.
Yeah, well, you better
not
wait
like
till
a
we
big
know
girl's blouse.
Yeah, we better wait till we know what it means before he's out here slinging it around. Sandoval feels scared. He said he felt scared. He felt scared in the moment. And Lisa does a little bit of a dismissive thing. Well, you're scared by this 90-pound girl. Well, the rage in these women's eyes, nobody was scared of Lorena Bobbitt either.
Yeah.
Much to their chagrin.
She just wants to get on to him about it a little bit. She calls it a hissy fit, and all right, send Ariana in. Brush your hands. That's it. Don't worry about it.
Theirs is a little bit shorter, their exchange. She doesn't like it when Ariana called her dude. She was like, dude.
Yeah.
But Ariana, tells her side. She's like, she's going full on bunny boiler here, which is a Fatal Attraction reference.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, she's not that far off. Yes, Kristen has never broken into his apartment.
She will not be ignored. That's for sure.
Yeah, I won't be ignored, Dan. Look, I have that GIF saved in my phone. And so anytime anybody doesn't answer a text, I send it to them. I won't be ignored, Dan. So
yes.
If you get that one, that means I'm waiting for a response.
Please only check out the original if you're not watching for comedy.
Okay, listen, you get off my Pacey Witter right here. Joshua Jackson did a fine job. Wasn't that him? Or was that Jake Gyllenhaal who did the new one? Okay, anyway, check your local listings, people. Because there's been a remake of the Fatal Attraction, but I can't remember if it was Joshua Jackson or if it was Jake Gyllenhaal.
It wasn't Jake Gyllenhaal. It might have been Josh Jackson, but...
Oh, it was my Pacey Witter. Then I stand by it. There'll be no...
Or was he in Hand That Rocks the Cradle?
I don't know. I didn't see that one, so I don't know.
Okay. Well, we need to scrap all that.
There'll be no disparaging Joshua Jackson on this podcast, sir.
No, we're not doing that. What do you think I'm watching? He's making Little Fires Everywhere happen. Come on. Even with those two strong females, he's the one keeping it going.
Okay. I won't have it.
You won't? Talking good about him. Listen to this.
It doesn't sound like you're talking good about it. It sounds like you're disparaging him in a sarcastic way.
It sounds like you're in a Kristen mindset and you want to hear me say something disparagingly just so you can get upset.
It sounds like you're being sarcastic about, the two women didn't do anything. Just blah, blah, blah. No, can't do it.
But that would mean not being negative about him.
That's not how my ear is hearing it, sir.
That doesn't mean it's correct.
That's what it means to me. That's what it means. Whatever it however it goes in is how it stays. Sorry.
Trust the source. Trust the source.
Yeah. Okay. So later on, they're at the studio, right? Am I on the right?
Yeah, working on Shake That.
But he's wearing the same beanie. So was that earlier in the day, or is that later in the day, or is he committed to this stupid fucking Smurf beanie?
Let's just hope it's the same day, before or after. Let's just hope he's not got it on Monday and Tuesday.
For sure. And if once he sees it on TV, he will burn it because he's going to be like, no, what the Smurf was I thinking?
I even said, why is Kristen there before Sheena did? And then I just wrote, I was saying who else was there. And I did note that it was James and his hat.
Mm-hmm.
That were there.
She's there to support him. No, she's not. She is there to put her nose in every mess that is within 10 feet of this. She wants to hear every angle. She wants to hear every story. She wants to be present in this way because, like I said last episode, all of this keeps her connected to Tom. Every time that she has to have a conversation about it, every time that she gets to tell her side, it's more and more connection to him. Meanwhile, he is backing up faster than he can get away, and she's clawing at him the whole time.
Kristen's also there to make fun of Sheena. She never misses an opportunity for that. So she gets into that. One more dig in the voice of that, which we've heard numerous
Kristen
times.
Hating. Yeah, Kristen's hating. Kristen is mad. Listen to this fucking irony. Kristen is mad that Sheena is making this whole Miami girl situation about her.
Yeah. And what does it have to do with Kristen?
Right. He wasn't even your boyfriend at the time. He wasn't even your boyfriend. It has nothing, not near a thing to do with you. You're doing the same thing.
Sheena says, she's like, you set it up. Kristen's talking about clearing her name. There is no name to be cleared. No one was calling her anything about this.
If anything, the more she gets into it, the dirtier her name gets because at everything that she turns up, it goes left. And so there is no clarification. She continues to seem like a big old liar. She continues to seem like a crazy ex-girlfriend rather. And you're not helping clear your name, girl. You know what? Go home, pull the covers over your head, and wait for it to go away. You're about to have to look for another job anyway.
Yeah. And then, of course, that's the big story here, though. Yeah, you don't want it messing with the wedding.
That's right. But did she uninvite her? I think my notes are a little
No.
unclear.
Once again, much like the bachelorette party, it's easier to just go, yep, come on. You don't want to say no and cause a big scene right now, but
Well, I
that's
my notes. Ooh, uninvited. She's too volatile for the wedding. But Sheena must have said that in her confessional, not to Kristen, right?
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
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 It's I mean, what a conundrum. Like if she shows up, some shit's going down. If I don't tell her to show up, she'll probably show up and some shit goes down. So which, the lesser of the two is come on.
How many episodes do you think they're gonna spend on the wedding? 2
Oh, I
at
hope
least.
5 at least. I hope this bleeds into next season.
I mean, for sure. Because this was episode 13. We have 18 regular episodes to go. Remember, I had to do the math last time?
Mm-hmm.
And so if the wedding is next week, surely we're gonna get the wedding in episode 15. And
I don't think the wedding's next week.
Well, I thought Sheena said that she was getting married in a week.
Yeah, but I think that we get one before that. It didn't look like it from what's coming up. We got
an
Schwartz and
episode.
Vegas trouble.
Oh, yeah, that's right, because I even have it written right here. Duh, Sunday.
Jackson Schwartz trouble coming up.
Yeah,
Lisa and Kristen finally happens. Like, it's Showdown day next week again.
Jackson's in trouble with Carmen. Shocker.
Yeah.
All kinds of... Oh, the incriminating texts from Schwartz. I've been telling you, talk about clearing your name. I'm about to get vindicated with this motherfucker. I'm telling you. He sucks. It's all going to come out about him. If pouring the drink on Katie's head wasn't the final straw, I don't know what else that the world needs to see.
Yeah. We are really clinging on to Kristen and Tom for inexplicable reasons for me right now.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll see. So I have some because the pasts.
Okay.
Do you have some?
I just have one.
You have one? Oh, I have a few. I have a couple that was because the past for them. Like it was even in their past, right?
Okay.
And so the Fatal Attraction reference and then a Miami Girl ordering a Cosmo.
Yeah.
That was, Bunny Boiler was in their past. But also using phrases like butthurt and ghetto. Like, I don't know if these are sort of out of fashion now. Butthurt is not so. It's not really a way to say about anything.
I think butthurt's out there. I think some people. I think that's sticking around.
I think we've decided that it might be mildly homophobic. I think as a culture, but I did notice too that when this fight was happening, when Kristen was like lighting the wrong end of her cigarette and screaming at Diana, nobody had their phones out to record it.
Yeah,
if that shit happened today, everybody would be sitting there just like. Holding it like this, just recording the whole thing.
There's 2 people recording at different points, actually.
Really? Oh,
yeah, they're in the back. It's a lady at the very beginning, and then later on, there's some guy like low key doing it. But still, only 2 is still not much. But yes, there are people recording.
And then Tom is wearing Toms. Remember how hot Toms were for a while?
Yeah.
When he comes in to bring the burrito in, and he's got his little hat on, his sunglasses, and his joggers pushed up. Yeah.
Yeah. Tom, the best shoes for the earth.
And yes, I mean, he's doing his part. He's a real good guy. Stand up. And the Walking Dead reference.
Yeah. That was probably new then.
Yeah, for sure. And nobody's really using the words receipts yet that made it into the cultural lexicon, because now Kristen would be like, well, I've got the receipts right here. Like, Miami Girl, the receipts. And so maybe it hadn't sort of filtered into the lexicon yet. But
so what didn't happen, that was because the past also.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
No one referred to it as 2026.
I thought I was really eating with this list, and you have debunked everyone. So can I please have one?
No.
One because the past. Let me have it.
They're all yours. I like them all. I'm just clarifying.
I thought that the phones out one was really good, and you were like, well, actually, Sunday.
Hey, this is a fact-based podcast right here. We tell the whole story.
That's right. We do the work. What was yours? Did you already say yours?
Kind of just a vague, like we were talking about. I do think it is undeniable that you have to consider this girl is coming all this way because of a little bit of reality celebrity, to get a little piece of that. And think the balance of dealing with reality TV, celebrity type stuff from these people who were a couple of years ago actually just working at this restaurant. then I'm not saying none of them were cast, but I think they're still getting new to that kind of thing. Like, sure, they're used to the cameras being there, but like, who's this new person in my orbit? Oh, maybe they would like a piece of what else I represent, not just me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And this because we're in such a meta world right now. If you even take a look at like the Mormon Wives, how they're like filming they're filming behind the scenes on their show for next season's show. Like,
yeah, you can't talk about stuff on the reunion because it's going to be airing in a few weeks. Like,
yes,
yeah.
exactly. It's so meta. It's so meta. Okay, your chump for this week cannot be Kristen.
I think I may have had this person before. I'm not sure if I've ever called Lisa the chump on this show. And I have to quickly tell you why, because I know you're going to fly all over me about this. But she set all of this really into motion. I mean, we're talking about, Kristen, get this whole thing going. Lisa to act so confused about why the stuff's going on and trying to manage the restaurant versus this. And is it really our business that this is going on? Like, it absolutely is. Like, why are you letting people act like this and get back in the restaurant? Like, you have security. Like, all these problems that come up really don't need to be problems. I mean, you make it very confusing and then you act confused. Mm-hmm. Like, what does it all mean for me then? Like, well, you should have thought about that,
and then gaslighting us into thinking that this is not why people come to the restaurant. They come here to eat these goat cheese balls. No, they don't.
Yeah. Mm-mm. They're there for the cameras.
Exactly. That's, yeah.
And it's more her reaction, her fake surprise and her fake, we can't get rid of this person. Like, yeah, you can.
Yeah, especially since her and Bernie's Weekend are executive producers on this show, right?
Yeah.
Like the production crew is probably calling him, Lisa, we got a situation here on the patio. Somebody's been told to suck a dick. Should I stay? What should I do? Like, what's my direction here? Like, she does, and then sort of being shocked and incredulous that they wouldn't care about her reputation. Yeah, well, you created this monster, Dr. Frankenstein. Yeah. Like, you got to let it stomp through the town now.
Yeah, period. It's like she's still figuring out her character also,
Yes. And I almost like it for in season 12 because when she acts kind of like the foil, she's like the hip grandma whenever like penis pump. Oh, what?
Yeah. It's like a wacky neighbor situation on a sitcom.
I do.
Like,
I like it.
Miss Vanderpump's coming down again.
Yeah, she's got her finger all the way in all of this. My
chump
just walked right into that one. My chump is obviously Miami Girls spray tanner. That woman did her real dirty for a woman of her coloring. Like, she has that red hair, right? She needed to be 6 shades lighter, and you nailed it. You nailed it right up. It looks like she's just one big bland thing until it hits her dress and then it turns white. Like, it's like you can't even differentiate her hair from her face, from her eyebrows or anything. And fire him, call the Better Business Bureau because he is.
Yeah. And they let you go to Beverly Hills like that?
Yes.
No, come on.
Come on. You'd think being in Miami, they'd have some spray tanners.
Yeah, I think so.
Who's your LVP?
Okay. I feel like you're going to jump over me for this one too. Ariana is my LVP.
You are so on Ariana's
been accused so much of having this cool persona. I think she just has a cool persona. Like, she's just level-headed. I hope she's not playing the fool here and something happened and she's wholeheartedly, I still don't know if it's really like she really thinks nothing happened or she thinks something happened and she doesn't really care. But it doesn't matter. If she seems cool with it, then, we're just going to, if that's what they're choosing to do with the relationship, then that's what they're choosing to do. Like, we didn't know forever last year that Tom didn't mind if actually Kristen had been with somebody else, maybe she does actually know something happened, when we don't, but she consistently plays that role that she does so evenly. I mean, she differentiates like this. Everybody else just wildly differentiates, Sheena can be cool and then blow up. Kristen, who knows what you're getting, she maintains the most. And I just like, for consistency's sake, I like Ariana.
You will pry my cool girl accusations out of my cold, dead hands. But also, I think I might soften on her a little bit once Kristen is like deactivated. Once we can sort of like diffuse Kristen's insanity, maybe I can get a little bit more on board. But like right now, Ariana's just sheer existence is so aggravating to Kristen's psychosis that it's almost like, just get out of sight, Ariana. Just get out of sight. Let this bulldog calm down. Don't walk around like a raw steak. Just be out of sight. So mine has to be though. My LVP has to be Diana, the store manager. She handled it like a champ. She was like, get out. You have to leave here. I'm the manager. She was doing her job. Even she's like, suck a dick, Diana. You don't own it. And Diana was like, I got to handle it. Got to do it. She didn't even have to get Ali involved, the security guy.
Right. Yeah. LE also big fail on this episode, I think.
I know. Where was he? Maybe he doesn't come to work until after dark. So
that sounds right.
But, yeah. So
what could go wrong in the daytime? Oh.
I hope. Well, we see exactly, don't we? I hope that you're ready for like all wedding talk for the rest of the season. There's not going to be one breath of episode that we don't talk about wedding.
You know what? If the next 6 episodes were all weddings and I didn't have to hear about one of these fucking goobers going to Vegas and cheating on one of their great girlfriends again, I'd watch. If the next 6 episodes were all just Sheena on Say Yes to the Dress, I'm fine with it. Like, I'm so tired, and I know we're going there next week, but like, guess what? Guess what? One of these idiots did again. Like, all right.
I know. Even Jeff is saying, let these fuckers stop going to Vegas. Like, Vegas is off limits. I mean, for sure. But I wonder how many lines of dialogue we're going to get from old Shay.
When we know that's coming up, we'll have an over-under set. We'll have to get some prop bets going. Super Bowl
at least his vows, right? Like we have to count on him saying some words out loud when he's marrying her.
I do, at least.
Yeah, but then Sheena just talks for like 45 minutes up there. Just like
he doesn't get done with the ooh and do, and it's like eyes good as gold. She just comes up,
shake that, and she rips off.
Oh, my bad. Did you not get done? Pyrotechnics blow the bag of Shay's head off. Yeah.
Oh, well, on that note, we are that's the show. Find us on YouTube, find us on Instagram. Keep listening. We love you guys so much, and we will see you guys on the flip side.
Bye. Thanks, everybody.